Hello there everybody, Reggie Time here with another races video. This time we've been playing the 13L Snap. I think we were last time too. And the first thing I want to talk about is look how poor the game was. So you be careful when you're playing in speed poker pools that you're not playing just against a bunch of regulars. I stopped this session quite quickly after this hand because it became very apparent that we're in a very regular heavy pool. But that's just like a byline. It's nothing too important, nothing to do with the hand. So we have the aces, we have someone who appears to be a regular who wasn't really known to me before the hand. We've got very few hands in hand, but I wasn't really familiar with him. Raises under the gun, we have a player I'm very familiar with who calls middle position. We have a pretty tight player on the cutoff. And we are racing in the small blinds. I mean, we're clearly going to squeeze here, it's the only option. And I'm not sure I like my size here. I think I made it a little too small. Looking back now, I think I'd like to have made it maybe, I think I made it 12 blinds. I think 14 blinds would have been better. Maybe something in the lines of $4.20. But I made it just 12 blinds. Maybe $4, something like that would have been better. But it's not such a big deal. And we get through the opener, and Patushki, the player we know most about, calls in middle position and takes us to a heads-up pot. At this point, I think his range is going to be hands like maybe, I don't think Patushki will look at his stats. Then we can hopefully, that's the way to do it. His call open in middle position is only 4%, so I don't necessarily think he has all the small pairs in his range here. I think like maybe 2 through 6s he doesn't call, maybe even 2 through 7s, who knows. I think he has like ace king, ace queen suited, pocket jacks, maybe pocket queens, that type of thing. I think it's going to be like very high card orientated. I think that's how his range is going to look. Not necessarily small pairs. I think it's going to be maybe like 9s through queens, and then some high Broadway cards. Could be wrong, but that's how I feel it looks. And we get a kind of good and a bad flop. I don't think he has pocket kings very often. Don't think he has pocket fives very often. I think the only set he has with any regularity here is a set of 10s. And of course he can have 5s and not ruling them out, but he doesn't have all of them. He certainly doesn't have all the kings because he 3-bets kings at least some of the time. His 3-bet from middle position is just 3%, but obviously kings falls into that. Whether he always 3-bets kings from middle position, who knows, but I don't think he always has 5s, don't think he always has kings. I think he pretty much always does have 10s. I think 10s is the only hand he flats all the time. So I think it's a pretty good flop for us. Most of the hands we were in front of before the flop were still in front of now. King 10 suited, don't think he has that very often. So I'm pretty happy with the flop. I'd rather send 3 low cards, but I'm pretty happy with it. We like to c-bet. We just make a small c-bet around 1/3 of the pot. That's pretty typical for me against regulars. I don't really want to make it much bigger than this. I don't need to make it much bigger than this if we want to try and get all the money in. And he just calls, which I'm very happy with, very comfortable with at the moment. Pretty sure we're in front. If he did have a set of 10s, maybe he would think about raising at this point. Not all the time, but maybe he would. If he had a set of 5s, maybe the same. Who knows? I mean, it's hard to say. We have just c-bet $3. His range is quite wide for calling this bet. The turn is a 7. I don't think 7 hits him in terms of like happy pocket 7s. But maybe now his ace queen of clubs just gets there. His ace jack of clubs gets there. Who knows? Maybe even as ace king of clubs. Although I think he would raise that on the flop sometimes at least. So it's not a great card in the club. But having said that, how do we proceed from here? Do we want to just check and allow him to bet? Then we just, who knows what, check or fold. Again, sorry, call or fold. I guess we wouldn't want to check raise all in at this point. I wouldn't have thought. Do we want to bet and fold to a raise? Because if he raises, we're always dead. Or do we want to bet and just call it off when he raises? Because there's some things he can still have. I don't know, king, queen with the king of clubs, ace, king with the ace of clubs. You know, the king, queen with the king of clubs. I think I've already said that. I'm not sure, but there's not that many bluffs he can have. In fact, I don't think he can have many bluffs, or maybe he can have an ace queen with the ace of clubs. So I guess there are some, but maybe he would just call if I bet. He would just call. So the question here at this point in the hand is, what do you do? Do you bet? If you bet, how much do you bet? Do you check? What's your plan? If he checks back, do we just value bet rivers at bricks? If he bets, how much are you prepared to call? What point do you say no folding? Are any of you check raising? What's your line from here? Just so you can see his stats just again one last time. His fold to c-bet, where's that at these days? His fold to c-bet in 3-bet pots is 65%. So he'd probably just have something here. Any other stats you need to know? Well, they're all there. I'll leave it with just a few seconds for you to have a look. And you can obviously pause the video to look further if you want to. So there's his stats. Here's the situation. What are we doing from here with our two aces? Hope you enjoyed the quandary. And I will post results probably around a day after posting the hand. So probably about 24 hours from the time the video is posted, I will be posting results. Hope you enjoy it, and hope it stimulates some decent discussion. Thank you very much, and I look forward to reading your responses.